Welcome back to Hers and Hers podcast. I'm Tay.
I'm Nik. You guys already know we got our lovely guest with us here today.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, it's your girl Ambs, Ambs, and Eat with Ambs.
Period. Y'all follow her on Instagram. Make sure y'all check out her work. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about everything that Amber does. She's our expert for the day. As you all know how our podcast usually goes, we bring on an expert on all the wonderful topics that you all know and love. And today we're going to be talking about food and creativity and self-expression. And Amber is the perfect guest for Amber or Ambs?
Either one is fine.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
I feel like Ambs is such a cute ass nickname. Like, what's up, Ambs?
We got Ambs in the building. To talk about food, self-expression, and creativity. But yeah, let's introduce our drink because we always do a drink that is kind of relatable to our guest. Every time, you all know this is a segment we do in the beginning. Sometimes we do it in the middle because we forget and we talk too much. But today we made it.
Today we're gonna be on the right track, but
progress.
Dang, I wish I would have brought the can of the sparkling drink that we use in here.
So this is a fruit smash hard seltzer.
Yeah,
That's right.
And then we did a splash of cranberry juice and we muddled some these are blueberries and strawberries at the bottom.
And it's good as fuck.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thanks,
So
guys.
it's nice and refreshing. So we got like a little spiked seltzer to jazz some things up. Then we got the cranberry. So it's just like a nice, refreshing thing. So I feel like that's the cool part about Amber. She brings a nice, refreshing twist and new perspective to traditional things.
Hey.
Yeah.
I like that, y'all.
Right?
Guess.
Put me in your bio.
I should.
Oh my God.
Wait. Amber brought us a gift.
Yeah. Amber brought us a gift. What is the gift for the people who aren't watching?
I took 3 years of French, but I suck. So can like.
I think it's Blanc de Bleu. It's blue.
Blanc de Bleu.
Blue champagne.
Que fait, monsieur?
I thought it was cute. I was supposed to bring some curry chicken, but
it is
my
really
aunt decided she
cute.
wanted it,
I
so.
love this.
There's literally like stars in the foil of this.
I saw you cooking the curry chicken. Did you
Yeah.
put that on your story this
Yeah, I
morning?
did.
Yeah, I
She's
saw
not-
that.
I did.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna pour it up today. We're gonna go ahead and just, you know what, y'all? Fuck it, we ball. Some nice day. It's 75 degrees.
So we
feel like
popping
80.
bottles, baby.
So we're gonna get Amber to open this. I'm just gonna take the foil off.
It's 80 degrees and it's like the first day of March, second day of March.
I know. I was like, let me put some
What day
booty
are we
shorts
on?
I think we're in the second day of March.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. I was like, let me put some poom poom shorts on.
Right. I wasn't expecting it to be this warm.
Okay, when you pop it, I'm gonna sing that song with Lil Wayne and Birdman.
Okay.
I ain't
Wait,
even
wait,
pulled
wait.
my summer clothes out yet.
Hold on, Tyrone.
Go ahead and try to beat my ass.
Is there any way that we can slow this down when she pops it? Can we slow mo it? Like, not like, I know we can't slow mo it live, but like, yeah.
We could try.
Yeah.
So, Ambs, tell us a little. Let me open it so that you can tell us a little bit about yourself for the people who are listening, so they don't hear just like pure bottles popping the entire time.
We pop champagne like we won a championship rank. I just won a championship rank.
Well, I am I guess you could say a home cook turned chef turned food stylist. I kind of got a big break from someone that I was working with, and I ended up doing like a shoot for Patron. And since then, it was like, boom, you're. I thought I was shot.
No! Hold on.
Y'all, it was shaken, not stirred.
I'm sorry. I really thought I was shot.
I'm sorry. I'm having a terrible day.
Well,
This is actually hilarious.
oh my God.
Okay, so y'all, if you aren't watching on YouTube, I would suggest you go watch on YouTube because that was the funniest shit ever.
Oh my God. Let me get.
So that was the Blanc de Bleu.
The Blanc de Bleu. All right. Well,
No, it's okay, Nick. Let's just keep rolling. It's fine.
oh my God,
No, we're good.
You sure you don't want to tell?
I've been through
You can
worse.
towel, but we can keep going.
Okay, yeah. So
Well, basically, I cook. I am like your non-bougie cook. I cook what's in my kitchen. I don't really try to like plan or like do the most.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
get it together.
Bruh. Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, girl, we gotta get some bubbles going.
I'm sorry.
I'm dead.
Bruh.
Okay.
Yeah, but Craig, did I shake it aggressively when I picked it up? I don't think
I have no idea. That's why I thought that it was gonna be fine.
Oh,
and then I also thought it was only gonna loosen a little, and then I was gonna hand it to Amber, but that didn't work out.
Yo, I'm so sorry. It almost hit our producer. Oh my God, you almost murdered him.
Yeah,
That was almost bad, guys.
nobody died in the making of this. But did you die? Visual.
Okay, yeah, no black people were harmed.
So y'all, Amber really makes food in her house. For real,
basically.
for real. She is seasoning from the gods and the ancestors, sending her all her wonderful, wonderful ideas and thoughts on food. And so you said you're a food stylist.
Yes.
Where do you food style?
So I am actually food styling with Bites and Bevs Media. Go ahead and look that up because we're doing like a rebrand. Madeline Ross, she is fantastic, like fantastic photographer, and I'm lucky enough to be able to work with her on a weekly basis.
What a fire name, Madeline.
Right? It's so cute.
Madeline, I'm
but
calling her
yeah,
Maddie.
she has like I said, Bites and Bevs Media, and I basically go with her to her photo shoots, and when we do stuff, I just style and make sure the food looks aesthetically pleasing.
Okay, quick question, because I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy.
Go ahead.
So when I was in school, like in my junior year of high school, we actually had, I had a creative arts class, and she was telling me how when food styling, they use like motor oil for like maple syrup and stuff like that. Do you
Wait, what?
Because you have to sub certain stuff because of the way that it is perceived on camera.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you do have to do a lot of like different tweaks and stuff because like say we're photographing like a drink that has fizz, like it dies quickly. So you have to do things that'll keep the fizz up, but a lot of it is just real food, and you just have to make it look pretty. Like there is a lot of other stuff that goes into it, but it's more about like figuring out how the angles are gonna look or how the lighting is gonna hit this food and how to plate it to where it looks good.
So you might drop an Alka-Seltzer tab
Yeah, that like
and a fizzy drink just to make it look
or like she did
extra
something with like
fizzy.
pancakes and she put like CDs in between to keep the stack like leveled.
That's
It's
fucking
so
fire.
it's so cool and so interesting. Like every day I'm just like, oh my gosh, I get to do this. So it's fun.
That's so cool. You guys ever do like BTS to just show people
yeah, that's what like if you go to her page, Bites and Bevs Media, she just switched it over, but you'll see like everything like we do.
Wow.
It's so fun, y'all, for real. It's
No,
so
it
fun.
sounds pretty cool. I know a food stylist, but he's an old ass guy.
Yeah, I just
crying.
got to work with one, and when I tell you like he was on his shit, I was like, damn, I hope I get to be like him someday, because it was like he was doing something for like Publix. I was like, yeah, this is it.
Ooh, I would fucking flip if Publix asked me to do fucking
Bro.
anything, nigga. You know,
Right.
I love Publix. I live there.
This is the second episode in a row where we brought up how much Nick likes Publix.
Publix.
Publix tea.
It's the
I like
X
the
for
subs
me.
a lot.
good.
Like, why would you spell Publix with an X?
X.
Like, I like that. That's classy, girl. Like, is it Publix? Like, wait, like, am I saying it wrong?
Publix.
Okay, so what? Because I remember we were talking on the phone the other day. You were telling me like about how you started food, you started cooking and stuff like that to just just to kind of like help yourself out of a funk. So
Yeah.
what really like what inspired you to really like keep going? Because I know a lot of people picked up hobbies like during the quarantine, like. And niggas just dropped it. Like, so what keeps you going?
So like basically I was like really depressed, and I decided I was gonna cook, and I had never been interested in cooking before.
I like that.
That's good. Yeah, I had never been interested in cooking before, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to the kitchen. I actually was against cooking. I thought I was a princess and like I should never have to do stuff like that.
Wait. So you didn't have like any prior history to?
No, I started cooking 5 years ago on some like, I'm gonna just do it, and then I created the page, and then I just. From there, like, once I saw people were kind of interested in it, and I wasn't, like, a bitch about it. Like, I was just kind of like, I'm just kind of
Not
like...
a food snob, because niggas be food snobs.
I wasn't a bitch about it. Like, if you ask me a question, I'm just going to answer. If you don't like what I'm cooking, it's like, okay, well, what would you do? Or what would you try? Or, like, I'm just not like that. So once people were kind of interested, I was like, shit, this is fun. And then I started to have a community of people, which kind of helped with the depression. So it was like...
Y'all don't understand. This girl, I haven't followed her for like a few years now. I am fucking obsessed with her page. She like, and everybody, if you guys know me, like I am a professional eater, but this girl,
I love to cook, y'all.
this girl is
Well, I like
really
to eat. That's
like,
what it is.
Yes.
And like more than liking to cook, I like to eat.
I like
where
to eat too, but
Absolutely.
like the way you be plating your shit, I be like, my sandwich do not look like that. I don't know what it'd be looking like sandwich.
Right.
Like it doesn't look like the way that you make it, but like I don't know, your food has inspired me to try so many different things.
Good. That's the whole point.
So it's like I don't know, I just love your page. I just love to see like people in our age bracket just expressing themselves through different mediums.
Right.
So that's what really inspired me. And then not only that, but you still remain to be yourself.
Yeah.
And I love that so much.
I try not to lose that because I feel like it's really easy for like people, especially like now with like TikTok and stuff, like people get to suggest what you cook and shit. And it's
People
like,
be like,
no,
hey,
y'all
what should
don't
I
get to tell me what to cook.
Like people be like, oh, go through my fridge and what should I cook today? I'm
It's
just
like,
like,
I don't care what you like. If somebody suggests something and I'm into it, I'm like, okay, cool. But that whole like, oh, you should try it with extra cheese. It's like maybe not.
No, niggas be wanting to put 32 pounds of bacon and cheese on everything. Sir, your heart, big mama, your arm. Like, it's just nasty. Do you feel like what we eat like affects our moods and stuff like that?
Absolutely. I kind of realized, and I don't really think it has much to do with what you eat exactly. I think it's like being consistent with what you eat. Because if you want to eat meat, I don't think like you should just stop eating meat just because like so it'll change your mood. But I do think like being consistent with like eating fruits and vegetables, of course, and getting the proper vitamins and all that good stuff is really important. But it's like, I guess I'll say this. I don't like when people try to like push diets or like push this and it'll just instantly make your mood better. It's just being consistent, and it really just depends on your lifestyle because nobody's the same. So yeah, it definitely does affect your mood, but it's more about like being consistent with what you're doing than what you're eating. I mean, not just eat a shit ton of junk food, but like,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. You guys watch that show, Married at First Sight? Mm-hmm. There was like a guy
it on
on
Hulu?
there. Yeah, it is
Okay.
on Hulu, and I think it's on TLC originally, but there's a guy on one of the seasons, and he basically is on a like no veggie, no fruit
Girl,
diet.
I saw that.
He's
What you mean?
only
It's like
eating
steak?
steak and eggs, and he's eating like 8 eggs a day with a steak on the side.
But he says he like feels great though,
Or
right?
8 eggs a meal. He said he feels physically great, but as you watch the show progress, like, I mean, they don't ever actually touch on this, but he's angry as
Really?
fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he's an angry guy. Like, he is very, like, he pretends to be chill, but you can literally see this guy's veins popping out of his head
Yeah.
every time there's a little bit of a disturbance in, like, what,
I know
how
his,
he wants things
I know
to
his
go.
farts. I
Right.
know his farts.
Putrid.
Are.
Has
He
to
was
be.
literally for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He would do 8 eggs and steak.
How does he
3
cook the
times
steak?
a day, medium rare
Okay.
or rare. It was rare.
This nigga might have some points. Oh yeah, no, okay. If he
I
would
mean,
like
cooking the steak is fine. I just feel like only eating that 3 times
Yeah,
a
it's like
day.
you have to have
that's-
moderation.
There's no
Yeah.
balance.
that nigga sounds like he literally eats push-ups for breakfast. Like I
Basically,
don't.
He was.
Yeah.
Damn near.
That's a meathead. Like Mr.
He was
Meaty
so
ass
strong.
nigga.
He was such a strong person.
No, that's it.
Men be so hyper masculine to their detriment. That's the one thing about men that really scares me sometimes. Like they'll be so hyper masculine to the point to where they'll die.
Yeah.
He couldn't understand why the woman that he ended up marrying wasn't attracted to him.
He has to be impotent.
But it
too.
was like every single time they talked,
Yeah.
she would try to like get emotional with him, and he was always like, "Well, I have a house with a hot tub, and
It's like, what are you trying to prove?
I eat meat 3 times a day."
I don't know,
It's
this
like,
nigga-
dude,
the
what?
hot tub-
Vegetables are for sissies.
I
Like,
don't know
okay.
the hot tub.
What?
The nigga making points with the meat,
Oh my
with the
God.
rare
He was
steak in
like
the
one
hot
of those.
tub.
He was kind of like a Star Wars freak, Star Trek freak. So like everything in his house was like 70s, 80s style, and like it seemed like he had just never grown up. He was even wearing like jean shorts.
Don't like that.
Really, really short jean shorts, but he's swole as fuck.
Yeah, don't like
with
that.
a tank top. It was crazy, and she was like, he wore jean shorts, and she kept saying it, and the therapist was like, girl, relax, like it's
get
not that
over
big
it.
of a deal. And she was like, you don't understand how many things wearing jean
That
shorts
might take me over the edge too.
every day comes with. Like if you're wearing those every day, there's something else happening. It's not just about
Something
the
going
shorts.
on.
This
It's
nigga
a
wear
personality
poo-poo shorts
trait.
to the wedding.
He was
I'm
wearing
fucking
He was wearing poo-poo shorts everywhere. Not to the wedding, but every day after
I was
that.
about to say, if he had the wedding with that on, I mean,
That nigga turn around sassy as fuck.
He probably had them under his
tuxedo.
tux. But just throwing that in there to say, like, it was really interesting to watch that happen in real time. Like, this person really was angry and thought that they felt great because they looked great, I guess.
and it's just not like
It
that.
just
I don't know.
wasn't
It's so
the
weird how
case.
people people think that certain attributes come with like physical appearance and stuff like that. Like that Like you're not gonna have certain character traits or certain, you know, like emotions or feelings just because you look a certain way.
Not.
And I feel like a lot of times it's difficult for men to really digest that because of the way that society tells them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He could not understand why she.
He was like, I am man, I am sexy, I eat
like,
meat, eggs.
I'm the hottest guy here. I'm super swole. It's like, what?
Are you though? Are you though?
So random.
I know that monkey wasn't hitting on nothing.
Right.
She probably didn't even try it. Let's just be honest.
I'm like,
Don't make me barf.
But anyway, long story short, back to the food.
Yeah.
But I really do think that's true though. Like sometimes, like I don't know, I feel like when you start to be more intentional about what you're digesting and what you do on like a regular basis, especially when it goes to your lifestyle, your whole entire life will do an entire 180.
Oh, for sure. Like I went plant-based for like, I'll say plant-based, yeah. Like for 2 years, and I was not any less depressed or anything, but my body felt like, okay, I have more energy to put into working towards like going out and walking or going out and doing whatever. And so it was cool, but I just don't think like it's not a solve everything.
Niggas be thinking that like niggas be like, oh, if you go raw vegan,
I'm vegan, so that means I'm better than you.
That means you're gonna
like,
be happy. And no, bro, I've definitely been plant-based myself, and I was definitely still depressed.
I was depressed about not eating chicken wings. If we just gonna keep it a
go
buck.
anywhere because you're eating broccoli.
Yeah,
I'm a pescatarian right now, and it is strictly because I'm going to Mexico in May.
Okay.
So I'm 100% trying to lose
fucking
weight.
hate you.
It's definitely unhealthy.
I'm confused because you got us double booked for May, babes.
And I'm going to Miami in July.
Okay, hold on.
June, July.
I'm gonna need to take my month back to myself. Go ahead, let you go to Mexico.
We still gonna go to LA.
Still go to
Yeah, I'm having a full hot girl summer.
I was like, let me go and plan my hot girl
Folks
summer.
is trying to get me pregnant at the end of the year, so I'm just trying to enjoy myself. So
pregnant, we don't know her.
Exactly, like I'm just trying to enjoy myself before I go through that again. So yeah, I'm gonna have a lit ass summer, man. I'm gonna wear every thought fit I can possibly find.
Oh, you came to the right place.
I'm gonna wear next to Nathan. But yeah, what were we talking about? Food.
I'm crying. I was gonna say. I was
saying that I'm a pescatarian and it's strictly for dietary reasons, but how do you find like that balance in your diet? Like what? I feel like it's similar to like financial literacy. You don't know what to do unless you actually know what to do. So
Trial
like,
and error,
what are the things that people can do? And everyone's body is different. People have different blood types, different builds, blah, blah, blah. So how did you figure out what worked best for you?
To be completely honest, trial and error. Like you really just have to go through that thing. And it sucks to say and it sucks to hear, but you really just have to be like, okay, I'm eating this. And I had a food journal for the longest. Like I was writing stuff down.
A food journal.
Yeah, I was writing stuff down. And it's like, okay, if I eat this for the day, how do I feel when I wake up? Or if I eat this for the day, how do I feel when I go to sleep? And I started to notice like some things would make me feel like shit. And then some things would make me feel really good. Like salads would make me feel like shit. But like if I ate some cooked kale or like some collard greens that weren't like heavily fatted or whatever, I felt great. So it was just more about like what you actually like and not trying to like, I don't want to say like eat what the colonizers are eating because they push a lot of stuff. They push like quinoa and they push all this shit that is like, I didn't grow up on that.
Quinoa be having me fucked up.
I'm
like, so sorry.
I like quinoa.
I would die on a sword over some quinoa.
I love quinoa.
No,
but it's
man.
just like, I feel like if you don't really know about it, it's like don't push yourself to just eat shit because you see that it's healthy because it's healthier than like eating brown rice or whatever or white rice.
I think that's one reason why like me eating plant-based for the time period that I was kind of easy for me because I grew up. Like my family, like one side of my family is they've been raw vegan for 40, 50 years.
Damn, yeah.
So they make like West Indian vegan food.
Oh, you lucky.
So they grow everything that they eat and they'll make all that shit from scratch. So it was like when I had an introduction to vegetarian food, it's absolutely delicious. So I was like going plant-based is easy for me. Like I know how to make it and all that type of stuff. So when people say like, oh, I don't like vegan food and I'll eat vegan food.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's why you
vegan. It's not seasoned.
Niggas is just because it's growing, baby, don't mean that you can't.
I think that people hear vegan and they immediately assume that you're picking the fruit or the vegetables directly off of
just biting
whatever plant or pulling it out of the ground and literally just biting into it.
Yeah, it takes a lot of seasoning. Like it takes a lot, and it's. I just told somebody like outside the door, I was like, oh, it's so easy to cook vegan because I know how to season stuff. But if you have no idea how to cook, I can
your
see
shit
how
will
that
literally
would be
taste
hard.
like it'll taste like bark.
You have to season more than you would season meat almost because the meat
Yeah.
can kind of absorb unless you're using tofu, which is kind of versatile. But it's like
I love tofu.
I love tofu too. That should be busting.
I do not like tofu.
I can make
My
you
best
some
friend
tofu
hates
where
it,
you
too.
might like it.
Okay.
My best friend
Yeah.
said it tastes like somebody to put it in their mouth and just kind of wiggle it.
It tastes like a
around and
rubber
then put it out.
band.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly because of the way that people cook it, but the way that my grandma and my aunts and my uncles cook that shit, you be
gotta
fucking
season
that
that
shit
shit
up.
The only time I've liked tofu is at this place in Croc Street Market. It's called Goose Dumplings, and they used to make this spicy dried Szechuan tofu,
That
and it
sounds
was
delicious.
just like heavily
And niggas
flavored.
could
It
put
was like
Szechuan on the dead body and I'll eat it.
soaked in oil overnight. There's like Szechuan peppercorns.
Saying, yeah, Asian
like,
people, Caribbean, like
oh,
if you
so
go,
good.
if you ever have West Indian, Asian, or like Indian, vegan or vegetarian food, don't. I'm sorry, white people, don't eat
Why apologize?
I'm not.
because it's
Me either.
don't y'all the way y'all be seasoning y'all vegan food, baby. It don't be seasoned.
Seasoning.
It don't be seasoned.
They probably don't be seasoning,
It be
but
down
that's
bad.
okay.
And that's usually people's first introduction to healthy food. It's like through kind of like a westernized white gaze.
Yeah.
So people usually have a difficult relationship. Well, people of color and black people usually have a difficult relationship with wanting to eat healthier stuff
Yeah.
because of the way that it's marketed to us.
Yeah.
And I don't think that people really understand that you can take a culture, you can put a cultural spin on anything that you eat.
Yep.
Absolutely. And honestly, I hear often,
Even Hispanic vegans.
Once I get on Facebook, you get the hoteps going in talking about how vegan food is not like natural to like the black body, and that like black people are naturally carnivores and all this random
That's kinda
stuff.
Oh, well, I hate to say it. Well, mostly indigenous people and black people are.
Yeah, and
natural
I was gonna
carnivores.
say, I don't know if we're natural carnivores, but I definitely don't think that like veganism is like a white thing.
It's definitely
like, I think veganism is a cultural thing, and I mean, I'm saying cultural, and white people can argue that they have a culture all they want. You don't.
Justin
Sorry,
Bieber is there.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong with not having a culture. You guys just haven't invented anything cool yet. But anyway,
Or you don't want to talk about what your culture
Y'all
is.
made waffles,
yes,
but then
which
that's
is
Germans.
murder, rape, and pillage and colonize. But anyway,
On a lighter note,
but yeah, anyway, I just always hear people who are like not vegans, or really they would be called anti-hoteps, because I feel like most hoteps are vegans.
Anti-hotep.
right?
But yeah, they're always
I mean,
talking about gun laws and meat eating.
The
and
alkaline diet is like it's no meat. So I
Yeah.
feel like, and that's black people.
That's
so, I mean,
black,
it's-
yeah.
and so I don't think that it's like we're carnivores or anything. I just
Mediterranean
think
diet, it's only fish.
But they
We had
never
to
really
get the scraps.
They never talk about. I think that's the thing though. Like a lot of people who practice the Hotep stuff, or maybe the black Hebrew Israelites and stuff like that. They never acknowledge that black people and indigenous people, we were meat eaters, but we gave back to the earth, which was what reduced our carbon footprints, which is the reason why pollution was not as heavy
Right, like
as
we
what
were,
it was when
we were
began to get
farming.
colonized.
They
We
were
were the
our
farmers.
animals that we were raising.
we were using the animals. We were killing the animals. We were saving the meat over time. We were saving the hives. The hides and all that type of stuff. We were keeping
We were
every
using all
sustainability.
parts.
yeah, we believed in sustainability. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't think that that's what they understand. So it's like when white people came over and colonized and westernized things, it was
They
just
brought
straight,
over waste.
It was waste and filth.
Yeah.
So
They
it's
brought
like
over
that's
waste.
why we have such a giant ass problem with climate change now.
Yeah, I've definitely had that conversation before. Like, there's a lot of people who talk about like, well, if vegans don't eat meat, then the meat's gonna go to waste. And I'm like, okay, well, a lot of the meat actually does go to waste because it's part of
anyways.
the animal that people don't want to eat, or we're throwing away the animal skin or the animal tail. Like, there's other things that we can use this for. There's medicinal purposes. There's all types of ways that we can figure out how to not create waste.
Right.
And I
that's
just
something
feel
that
like
I
we
try
don't
to
do a good
make sure
job
that I
of
do.
that. It's less about being a vegan and more about not being wasteful.
Yeah.
And I think that's more important. And that's why, like, well, I'm not ever, I will say, like, I was into, like, the whole vegan thing, not for the animals, sorry. Just because I was like, oh, I want to
for
eat
real,
healthier and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And it was something new. It was something innovative. I was like, oh, wow, I've never been introduced to this type of food
Yeah.
or whatever. So I was like, cool. But I'm really just more into, like, no waste. Like, if I make something, I make sure that I'm saving, like, the stocks, the everything.
I'm very much like used to my my family like like them making things. Like they're eating what they grow, and then whatever they use or not using, that it goes to compost or they're
Right.
recycling it.
I definitely
so
compost.
yeah, every single part of the carrot will be used and
Right.
utilized. But speaking of flavors and stuff like that, how do you know what foods complement each other, and do you have a special method or art to how you season and try new things? Because I know you say trial and error, but like some people really just be knowing.
Yeah, a lot of people's problem is that they just don't know how to season.
I saw this girl tweet yesterday. She said, why do niggas put all-purpose seasoning, lemon pepper,
chili powder,
and chili powder in the same dish
with soy sauce,
literally,
and sesame oil?
They will do it. For me, again, a lot of trial and error. But when I finally did, Southern food, it was kind of easy for me because once you get like a kind of base level of like what goes into that type of stuff, it's kind of easy. But like going into like Indian food and all types of like other cultures, I had to study. I had to like literally go reading about like where the stuff came from, where the spices come from.
That makes me even more excited about hearing you talk, because a lot of people do not study other cultures' food. That's so good.
Yeah, I have to, only because I get bored so quickly. Like I do not like to eat the same thing. Yeah, I do not like to eat the same thing that often. Like if I'm cooking cabbage this week, it's going to be completely different next week. Or if I'm cooking wings this week, unless it's lemon pepper, which I'm not supposed to be eating.
You won't tell nobody.
Right. I try to just switch it up or try to like find new flavors because I know that will interest other people. So study. If you really give a fuck about what you're putting into your body, which I feel like you should, study, go online. Like it's not all the resources are there. They're right in front of you. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like understanding the flavor profiles, summoning your ancestors.
Yeah, and I was gonna say my ancestors got me a lot.
Sprinkling just enough.
Do you feel like where you're from like helps a lot? Like were you one of those kids that were in the kitchen watching your mom cook?
No.
Stuff like that?
No.
You were dead ass about that.
No, I did not want to cook at all. Like I was like, I'm not interested in this. I do not want to cook. Like at 16, my mom was like, hey, I'm about to stop cooking. And I was like,
why do they be doing that?
I don't know. I'm like, you're my mother. Like, what's going on?
My mom told me the same thing, but I always loved watching my mom cook because I was one of those kids that used to sit on the counter and just watch her. And my mom always was like, you're gonna watch me cook, or you're gonna know how to cut. You're gonna know how to cut and like deal raw meat, all that type of stuff.
My question is, if you're not cooking for me, are you cooking for yourself?
Oh, and she was.
Oh yeah,
but why are you not cooking for me?
You remember that scene in Friday?
She wanted us to cook.
You remember that scene in Friday where his mom was like, he's like, Mama, what you cooking? She said, I got pork chops, fried eggs, 2 strips of bacon, pancakes, Kool-Aid. Like she was grits and everything. And then he was like, oh, okay, let me get some. She said, cook for yourself, Craig.
Right.
And I was like, damn, bitch, why is you don't have 3 food groups that you eating on one plate? How are you going to work? You gonna be there from 9 to 8?
Like, I don't get it.
No, I just think that she wanted us to like be able to fend for ourselves eventually. Yeah. And I won't say we were really spoiled, but like our parents really were very active in everything that we did. So it was like,
I'm tired, boss.
Yeah, no, and I have an older sister. So my older sister loved to cook.
How old is your older sister?
30,
well, y'all was good.
34, I think. Yeah, so she's like 4 or 5 years older than me. Yeah, 4 or 5 years older than me. And she was.
You're like, how old am I?
I don't know, girl. I stopped keeping up. I'm like, I'm old enough.
I stopped after 21. Yeah.
I don't know how old I am. I'd be like, guess.
I can't wait to be 30, so I've been waiting to be 30 my whole life.
Nope. I'm not even gonna
once I turn 30, y'all not hearing the last of me.
Oh, Lord.
I wanted to be 15 or 18. Now I'm too old.
I never wanted to be 15 or 18. I always once I turned like 14, I wanted to be 30.
Really?
Yeah, I'm so serious.
Why?
I don't know. It just seemed like the age where like you kind of like you have it all together. It's like
that's real.
You may or may not have kids, and if you don't, it's not that big of a deal because you're only 30.
I'm trying to name like 7 smart 30-year-olds
because you are 30.
Don't know any.
Man, I don't know. I just feel like women in their 30s, they just look good and they seem like they feel good. I don't know.
I don't know. When I was like 22, I met a whole bunch of spiraling like 30-year-old women. So I don't know. I feel like everyone is. I don't know. No offense, Keisha.
I definitely
I don't know.
Damn, not the personal shout out.
But I'm like, I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like everybody is really spiraling all the time, especially now that the world is on fire. But 30 is the age where I feel like a bitch need to at least. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least have a smidgen of a life together.
I don't know if you have to have your life together, but you definitely got to be a bad bitch. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, like whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Be a bad bitch.
I'm going to be a sad hoe, but I'm going to be a good hoe.
Period.
And that's on that.
I'm going to be a sad hoe, but I'm going to be a bad hoe. It's a bad hoe.
Y'all, I've never even heard this say.
I think it's like, I don't know what.
It's like bad girl, good human.
Oh, I've heard that before.
I need that on a shirt.
I definitely.
You can get it on a shirt. I'll send you their Instagram.
Please. please.
But
Shout out to them. Yeah, so food. How do you express yourself in the kitchen? Did we already ask that?
No, you haven't asked that. I'm just about to get into
How
that.
do you express yourself in the kitchen? Like, what are some of the things that you do there, like your favorite? It's just your shit, and you be doing it every time.
Yeah, like, do you have a signature? Because I know Pharrell has his 4 counts. So what's Amber's 4 count?
I'm dead.
Yikes. What's my 4 count? I mean, I don't know. I was just really in my fucking bag when I was doing plant-based food. And it just was so easy
No, that
for
shit
me.
looked delicious.
I don't know how or like where that shit came from, but I feel like since nobody really knew what the fuck was going on with it, it was easy for me to just be like, oh, well, this is gonna be it. And people was like, oh, this is it. So I mean, with the plant-based stuff, for sure, in my bag almost every time. But if outside of that, probably just like Creole type gumbo, etouffee, crawfish, crab legs, stuff like that. Oh,
so you're making the
fucking
seafood
tripping.
boils. When
Yeah,
we
that's
do
what I was gonna
the
say.
Yeah,
mukbang.
I'm like,
Okay.
Anybody can see me on the fucking grill. Anybody.
Oh my God.
It's a grill off.
Anybody can see me on a grill.
I can't grill that well, but shit, I'll
I
try.
can grill my motherfucking ass off. My dad taught me that because I'm a daddy's girl. So when I was learning food first, I was on the grill. And when I tell y'all, I was at everybody. I probably, before I was cooking, I was on everybody grill. Like, they would have parties and barbecues and shit. And I would be thinking I was going to like have some fun. And they'd be like, nah, bitch,
no,
get on
you
the
want
grill.
a grill girl.
Yeah. He was like, you on the grill.
I'm not a grill girl. My younger brother, this nigga here, that nigga is the grill master.
You gonna have to see me.
No, y'all gonna have to have a grill off
Because
this man really is like the way he makes the chicken. I ain't never had chicken titty the way that this man cooked the chicken
there's something
titty.
about just like food being cooked over a fire that just makes that shit just.
I don't.
It's just really natural. There's a show on Netflix. I don't know if you guys have watched it. I think it's called Grill Masters. I'm not sure, but it's really, really good. And
I know you're talking about. I watch it.
Eventually go to the point where they're like grilling in like underground made
and that's what I
ovens.
want.
And I'm like, I
was
would
literally
love
just
to like
plotting on that.
literally cook underground in my backyard every day. That would be so crazy.
On making like
cooking
an underground, like with the banana leaves on top, so it kind of creates the smoke and it.
Chef Table as well has a really great
like Chef
episode
Tables.
about this guy that only cooks outside. Like, he pretty much made his house where majority of his home is outside. All his cooking utensils are outside. His grill, his stove, like everything is like, he made it. He built it with like stone and rock and dirt and clay and like banana leaves and shit. It's that man is
what
out
I
there
love.
going crazy. He took a flat rock, put it between 2 pieces of wood, lit the bottom of it on fire, and used that as his cooktop,
that's
and
my type
made
of shit.
some bomb ass, like, it was like some hot tomato dish. I don't fucking know. That shit was good as hell though.
Not
It
hot
was
tomato.
Right.
looking crazy. I was like, whoa, I know that shit smells amazing.
So where do you want to take this? Like, what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to do as far as like your brand goes, and like what you do as far as cooking goes? Because I feel like you want to inspire people to do different things.
Absolutely.
But what is it? Like, what is your goal with like Eat with Ambs?
So before, when I wasn't really into cooking, because I said it was like 5 years that I've been cooking, but before that, I was always kind of doing stuff with my church and feeding the homeless, and that was that was it. During the depressive whatever that I was having, it was like I wanted to feed the homeless, and I was doing that. And so now I just am trying to figure out a way to incorporate getting quality meals to homeless people, not like just your baked chicken and your green beans and the potatoes, but like not like lobster tails. Eventually, that's what I'm trying to go for, like just some gourmet shit. And you just blessing people on the street all the time, every day on some like...
That's fire.
Yeah. And I want to teach kids. I really enjoy kids. Like, they're just the sweetest ever. And I feel like teaching them at a young age, they are like sponges.
Yeah.
And like, if you
Children
can get them...
are so receptive to knowledge. It's
If
beautiful.
you can get them like at a young age to where they can just start learning stuff and they can like disperse it into the Black community, because there's not enough food stylists. Like, I've only met one that's been like up there where they can do stuff like with Publix and Coca-Cola and Kroger and all that type of stuff. One. So my goal first, I guess, would be to get to that, and then to be able to distribute all the knowledge that I have to be able to help kids and homeless people.
Awesome.
Yep.
I'm just
like
now
that.
teaching my daughter how to make eggs. She keeps touching the pan when I tell her not to. She like puts the spatula down and then tries to grab it with her hands. But
how old is
she's
she?
learning. She's 2.
Oh, yeah, that's
But
perfect age.
yeah, teaching her how to cook just scrambled eggs right now.
And they're always so
And she
interesting.
loves to make them every morning.
Yeah.
She's like, cook eggs. I want to cook eggs. And I'm like, okay, girl.
I've seen that a lot though on TikTok now. Like people
Yeah,
buy
that's where I saw it. And I was
Isn't it
like, damn, she's old enough to make
like the
that?
Montessori's where they have like the their kids like doing everything, like cutting it, and I'm like, that's so
they even
cool.
have those tiny kitchens. They have the tiny kitchens that actually have like
the running water.
The running water.
Wait,
the
don't they?
actual
No, so
flat top.
I thought
that's hot.
I thought that because I thought that the parents were like making them like into actual like functional kitchens.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
The
fire.
miniature kitchens are functioning. Like
I didn't even know that.
Some of them are,
Oh.
not all of them.
This
Not
shit
all
makes
of
me
them.
so mad because I had me
yeah.
a mini kitchen. It was just fucking
Right, I
plastic.
had to have fake.
I probably needed a plastic mini kitchen. I was trying to set shit on fire at that age.
I tried to make my first steak and that shit. I tried to make my first steak and it was so well done that you could have really skipped that shit like across a pond. I was a sleepover. My mom was like, "Okay, baby, there go some mashed potatoes in the fridge. You got steak in there too. If you want a steak with you and your little homegirl, go ahead put it on the stove. You know how I do it." And then I put it on the stove and that shit.
You know what was
Oh,
crazy?
man. At least she
It was-
trusted you.
The
was
George
so
Foreman
tough.
grill. That George Foreman grill. I was cooking everything on a George Foreman grill
Yo.
at one point in my life. Like my parents
thought I was a
leaving.
chef.
They was leaving broccoli and hot dogs and hamburgers and all types of stuff. In
I
the
was
fridge.
an easy bake oven and a George Foreman girl.
Oh,
would
easy bake oven?
Definitely.
For
Oh,
sure.
yeah, that was my first. Like, that was my first. That was my introduction to cooking. I guess you could.
Could you see yourself like doing like a nonprofit where you actually help to provide like certain tools and stuff like that too?
Yeah, I have collected. Exclusive drop. No, I'm just kidding.
Exclusive.
No, I've collected like those mini burners that you just plug them in. And it's just
Yes,
run.
I know what you're talking about.
I have over well, let me not say over. Let me be honest. I have like 15. And I'm going to gift
That's
them,
good.
but I want to get to a certain amount, and I want it to be for kids that are actually interested in doing it. Like, I don't want it to just sit in your closet and you never look at it.
There's
again.
so many kids I hate to say this, I'm a TikTok bitch. But since I've been on TikTok and stuff like that, like there's so many kids who I'm seeing like they be like 12, 13, chefing it the fuck up, bruh.
Bruh, them kids on fucking MasterChef, I be like at my screen like,
I'm sorry, this remind me of that video where the little boy was like,
He was stirring the fuck out of them potatoes. I be feeling bad when I see kids on the internet because I'm like, do you really like this or is someone exploiting you?
Yeah, you never
That's
know.
like always my number one thought because I'm like, people's parents probably see how much money they can make being influencers and they're like, you like to cook? Okay, cook on TikTok.
Yep.
Now, every day, today, every time you cook on
yeah,
TikTok.
and the
This
kid's
makes me-
not gonna be like, no.
yeah, this
Yeah.
makes me so sad because I just watched a 2-hour fucking Amanda Bynes documentary where she
Yeah.
she had expressed interest in comedy. And that's all it took. And her parents were like, cool, this is exactly what the fuck you're going to be
Some
doing.
people just
I'm
go
so
too
glad my
hard.
parents weren't like that. I was in the magnet school for like theater and singing, and I ended up dropping out because I was bad. But my parents never forced me. No, because I went to like a whole different school where it was like I had to ride a bus and all this stuff. But as soon as I was done, my parents were just like, all right.
I'm crying. I love when black parents do that. Because when I was a kid, my mom used to put me in certain stuff. Like, my mom put me in ballet. I didn't like it.
I did
And then she put
ballet,
me in
yep.
tap dance, and I was in there tapping my fucking life away, dog. And then I was just like, dog, like, imagine if I had one of those moms who really was like, you're
Forced you
gonna
to be a
dance,
tap dancer.
and you're gonna dance until I'm done dancing with you. And I'm like, nigga, I hate parents like that.
I kind of wish that I had parents that instilled a little more. I mean, like my
get what you're
parents
saying.
were. My parents were obviously, they're amazing and they did the best that they could. But I do wish that somebody would have taught a bitch some discipline.
No, 'cause I ain't got
to
none.
this day, it's like
I
I
have
will
none.
start something and be like, it's not working fast enough. I'm done.
You
Like,
better than
bitch,
me.
you
I'm
are
the same.
28 years old.
I
Grow
will
the
be.
fuck up.
I'll be upset that I'm not. I'll be upset that I'm not Gordon Ramsay at everything that I try the first time.
Same.
Literally.
Like, I'll be in tears.
Like, I'm still trying to learn how to play the piano. And I took classes, like, when we were in high school, and I learned, and then I was like, oh, I'm going to try it again. Boy, I fucking suck.
Bruh, I told you I took 3 years of French and I couldn't even pronounce the shit on that bottle. I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
I took like
Like-
6 years of Spanish, and I feel like if I went to a Spanish-speaking country and really tried to learn it again, I would be fine. Because when I be doing Duolingo, I'd be like, bitch, I already know all of this. And I'd be skipping past like 5 stages, like in the beginning. But it's just like, I don't know. I just kind of like gave up on it. And I feel like I could have done something with it by now if somebody would have been like, no, bitch, you're sticking with it.
Yeah.
You are not giving up today.
But then you
Like,
be resentful as fuck.
that's it.
I'd rather,
That's
like,
what I'm
them-
saying. Like, give me a choice than for me to hate them like later
I do.
on.
I mean, I
No,
get what
because
you're saying,
Serena
though.
Williams' daddy don't hate her dad.
Yeah, because she's a millionaire.
And
I
that
mean,
nigga is getting money.
That nigga's like one of the worst people ever though. Like,
Is he?
yeah, he left like 3 families to be with. To
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. To be
Yeah.
with their...
Yeah, he got like 32 kids.
Seems like he did okay.
I'm dead.
I'm crying.
Yeah,
Way worse niggas. At least he raised some of them.
like Future.
I'm fucking dead.
Like, Future, I had to sacrifice.
I mean, I know I got 20 kids.
It's some niggas
but
that got
I raised
20
2.
kids and they ain't raised 0.
I just found out about this guy on Twitter. He just found out he has 32 siblings.
No thanks. I wouldn't want to know that. I'd be like, oh, you know what? I'm good.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, me personally, like, I could not be, like, I can't be with a man that has that many kids. Obviously, a man with kids, absolutely fine, not a big deal. But a man with 32 kids,
I don't want no nigga with
how do you even get into a situation like that? Like, you're on your 5th date and you're like, oh, well, you got any kids?
He said he started when he was 18.
32.
He's like in his 60s now. He has siblings that are 40.
Wrap it the fuck up, Grandpa. What the hell is wrong with you?
Niggas love going sushi.
Yeah,
I don't understand. Like, I just don't get it. 32
What's the
kids?
appeal?
It's literally impossible to be present for that many people. No. It is literally impossible.
And it's just irresponsible. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's...
What are you doing?
I won't get into Nick Cannon right now, but just do better, babes. Like, for real. Just do the fuck better.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. These guys are... These guys are just very interesting. I don't even know, but I don't know. Well, at least you don't have to feed all of them.
All the kids?
Yeah.
You should be having to feed all the kids. That's the
he's
thing.
probably not even paying child support.
I'm not getting to know that many kids. I know Amber not cooking for 32 kids.
No, I will not.
If I have 2 kids, I'm getting to know them 2 niggas.
I just lied on Twitter and said I wanted 12.
Why did you say
I
that?
always wanted 6 kids,
shit.
but I feel like I could easily manage 6 children if we all lived in the same household. Like 6 kids is,
I would do 5.
I feel like a big family is not that big of a deal. Like you guys have watched Cheaper by the Dozen. Having that many kids, it's not a big deal if y'all all live in the same household. Like you can be a present father living in the same household. But you got 12 different baby mamas, 12 different kids. I'm so sorry. And they all live in different states, baby.
There's no way I'm getting to know my husband and my kids. Somebody gonna have to pick a struggle. So I'm like, yeah, somebody gonna have to, I'm nigga. You think I'm about to raise kids and give you some pussy, boy? What?
Yeah, it's gonna
be, you sir, you gonna rue the day you
We
put these
raising
kids in me.
together.
He got me fucked up. I can't even. I'm sorry. I couldn't even do it. But enough about children.
Back to the food. Fuck these kids.
Enough about them.
I am dead. Okay, so what's like your favorite dish to make right now? I want to hear. I mean, I saw you cooking curry earlier on your Instagram story.
Yeah.
I saw you cooking some really tasty potatoes in your pressure cooker.
Yeah,
that was cool.
I love making oxtail in there.
Girl, love me some oxtail.
Anything that can fall off the bone.
That's probably what I'm gonna make next, actually, because I want to make an oxtail pot pie because I made a curry chicken pot pie.
What are you talking about?
Yes, y'all.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Whoa.
Yes, that's where my brain be at. Like,
What's in that?
I don't even know yet.
Yeah, put it on us, make us want to marry you.
I know, like butter beans probably or something. I don't know.
Butter beans and
yeah, butter beans supposed to go oxtail.
That sounds really good.
Yes. Like I just be in the kitchen, like, what's all this shit
I know that I'm a fake vegetarian or whatever, but I love oxtail.
I've been telling people
much.
you're a flexitarian.
Yeah, because I'll be flexing, and also
you just flexing.
That's what it's called when you're flexible and you be a tarian in.
Yeah. So one day
I say when you tell somebody like, oh, I'm a pescatarian, and they be like, wasn't you eating? It's like, weren't you minding your business? Because
first of all, this is my body.
97% of the time I'm sticking to this diet, that is exactly what.
And if I was eating chicken in the club at 2:30 a.m., you did not see me.
I know a lady that was when I used to work at this apothecary not too far from here. I used to have this white lady used to come in all the time. We would just talk about food and veganism and stuff like that. And she was telling me that she's a full-time vegan, but once every other month she has a steak.
See, and I mean, like, who gonna check her?
And honestly, okay, so my blood type is O positive, and I learned recently that you can eat for your blood type.
Yes.
And I heard that
red meat.
Hooked me on Twitter for
red
that
meat
shit.
in moderation is actually really good for O positive blood type. And I mean, I was vegetarian for like 2 years before I got, honestly, during my pregnancy, like 2 years before, and then all throughout my pregnancy, so really like 3 years. And I didn't eat any red meat, and like I don't know if it did anything to me extra, but I do think that if I would have just implemented some red meat like every 2 months, something just here and there, I just feel like I would have had better like blood flow.
Like for my cycle, I eat a whole bunch of different ways, but based on my cycle, like week before my cycle, I'm having a steak.
Right.
It makes me feel so.
Do you crave it, or is it just something that you just do?
No, it's just because I know that it'll just make all of that go smooth, like beet juice. All
beet
that.
Beet juice be having me right.
There's this lady on the I forgot what it is in Hapeville. There's a black woman in Hapeville that actually does. She tests and lets you know.
Oh, I've heard that.
Based off of your blood type. But I was talking about that on Twitter like last year because I had a friend that was telling me how his entire life did a 180 after he got tested and typed by her. And then I was just talking about it on Twitter, and people were like, "That's a common Ruber." Pop, this and that.
The people on Twitter are just
sometimes it's doctor recommended if you have like cardiovascular issues. So,
but yeah, for me personally, when I'm on my cycle and stuff like that, I know exactly what I can and cannot eat.
Right.
You know, in order for me to have a smooth like menstruating, you know, like menstruation or whatever.
Because I mean, like, yes, I want chocolate, but is it gonna? If it's dark chocolate now, some dark chocolate.
Like,
I'm not eating chocolate.
If I'm eating dairy on my period, I'll die. Oh my gosh, I will literally die.
I'm just gonna try not to eat dairy ever. Yeah. Like eating dairy just like ever. Like I love cheese, but I really do try to just stay away from it. Yeah, I had a cheeseburger today, but really do try to stay not a burger, an Impossible Burger, but I do try to stay away from the cheese as much as I possibly can.
Wait, so I have a question. So since you said pescatarian?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about Impossible meat?
I'm
so weird about it.
Like, I love that shit. I grew up on that shit.
I eat it if that's what's available. Like they went to a burger place today. I wanted lunch, so that's what they got.
Normally, I would get a black bean burger for somebody that's vegan or vegetarian or pescatarian. But
I hate black bean burgers. They're disgusting.
Yeah, and then it's always like kind of you just never know.
It depends on who seasons the shit.
I just feel like you're not supposed to be eating Impossible meat every day. It's just like regular meat. It's just like any other food. You should be eating in moderation. Eating an Impossible burger every day is like, bitch, what?
They think you can be vegan and just be like, well, I'm just gonna eat Impossible meat every day.
And Oreos and Cheetos.
And then you got testosterone, and then your estrogen too damn high, and now you throwing up for no reason.
Now you lactating, you a nigga.
And it's like you can make your own like kind of Impossible meat if you want to. Because I'm just getting nervous about like what they're putting in there, like the sodium.
Was it nutritional yeast and stuff like that? My grandma makes some of her own meat all the time.
Yeah, like well, I always say it wrong. Satan. But it's basically just wheat gluten, and you make your own meat. I'm not really into that.
I'm just kidding.
Right.
Satan.
No, I'm just not into that. Like I was at first. I was like, oh, this is really cool because it's for people who are just starting out. I think that it's really good for you to like just use the stuff that kind of imitates meat. There's nothing wrong with that. But once you get into it for real, I feel like it's really important for you to like monitor your salt and sugar intake because they put so much shit in there. It's ridiculous.
That's what I'm saying.
Also, even just changing like the salt that you use. Like what I've heard is like
pink Himalayan.
If you switch from iodized salt to pink Himalayan rock salt, in some parts of the world, like the Himalayas, there's literally there's an 102-year-old woman licking a salt rock, living on a mountain, and she's nowhere near death.
Nope.
Because she's so heart healthy and her alkaline levels are so high because she's just licking pink rock salt. And the stuff is actually decent for you. Like you can use less of it because it's more salty, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, is it?
But it's also, for me, when I taste it, it just tastes more salty. It just tastes more salty to me.
Oh, it's so good. Like, if y'all need to have like a twice baked potato.
Oh my gosh.
And then you put it on there.
One little crack.
And you just do one crack on that bitch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, y'all.
Whenever I use iodized salt, or when I was using iodized salt, I haven't used it in so long, I found myself using like a lot more of it, like not really knowing my limits.
And it's bleach, which is bad for you.
And then over time, I feel like you just get addicted. You get kind of addicted to it, and then you have to kind of like wean yourself off of it. You having like salt withdrawals, your stomach hurting and shit. You walk around.
Well, one thing I found that's really good that I use that I grew up using a lot is liquid aminos.
Oh, I love liquid aminos.
Yeah, me too.
I use coconut aminos for like my Asian food.
Yeah, I love liquid aminos. It's really good. Like if I ever, because I used to eat a lot of raw salads. Oof. And you put that shit on a raw salad.
But maybe that'll make me want to eat salads.
But I'll give you a recipe for it. It's like a really, really raw.
I'm not into, like I'll eat a salad, but it's like, it has to be
love salad. I make salad every single day and I make my own dressing.
I got a recipe for you, but it's really good. It's like a vegan slaw type of vibe.
I definitely, and my mom loves coleslaw. I'll be like, girl.
No, not the regular coleslaw, but this vegan slaw is just like carrots, onions, like the shit. Then the regular.
Please drop the recipe.
Kibosh.
I like coleslaw. Coleslaw is good, especially when you make it at home. It's like the thick kind.
You put that bitch on a pulled chicken sandwich on a brioche bun.
Coleslaw, if it ain't got no mayo in it, because I'm just against mayo. Unless I make it myself, or Kewpie mayo. Kewpie mayo is completely different.
I've never had Kewpie mayo.
It's so good.
What
it will
is
change
that?
Your life. It's made with, oh God, y'all have the worst memory because I be smoking weed. Like people be asking me questions, I be like, let me look it up. No, I believe it's made with eggs.
Okay.
So,
Is it all mayonnaise eggs?
I thought so. That's what I'm trying to.
I thought all mayonnaise was eggs.
y'all
maybe it's just
look
egg
it up.
whites or something.
Look it up. No, I'm just kidding.
Who knows? I thought mayonnaise was just beat up eggs.
Hold on, because no, we need to know. We need to know.
I thought,
Yeah,
mayonnaise is eggs.
They're just beating the shit out of eggs.
Yeah, which I was watching somebody make mayonnaise from scratch.
I'm not a mayonnaise girl.
Oh, it's
anyway.
just egg yolks. There we go.
Egg yolks only.
Yes, just the yolks.
Yeah. I don't eat mayonnaise.
And it has
anyway.
apple cider vinegar in it for a hint of sweetness.
Okay, period.
I love mayonnaise.
I'm not a mayonnaise guy. I like mustard, spicy mustards, Dijon mustard.
Gourmets by Boar's Head. I live by that.
Absolutely. Love some mustard.
I like to think of mayonnaise and condiments as like gravy for my sandwiches.
No.
I'm not saying like I just assume all condiments are in sauces are like
And
gravy.
I'm not gonna hold you. Gravy is like top 2.
I do not like gravy.
I love
That's
gravy
probably
on
why
any
it's hard
type
for me to
of
hear
gravy.
that.
Like any of it. Like I just ate some like gravy and rice, just gravy and rice.
Yeah, I that's what I'm saying.
I don't know what it
love
is.
gravy.
Great. I just can't do like saucy, like jus like things.
Well, yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like my food moist as
My
fuck.
family's like, oh yeah, get some gravy for your turkey. I'm like, no thanks. I'll have it dry. Give me some cranberry sauce,
I need it
baby.
drowned in the
This
turkey.
bitch is
I mean,
disgusting.
Give me some
gravy.
dry turkey and some cranberry sauce and
You're
stuffing.
fucking
I can't do
Mix
sick.
it all up in a bowl. I'm good.
You're
I
not
can't do
allowed.
stuffing either.
You're not allowed over my home.
I can't do dressing. I
I
can't.
love cornbread
Thanksgiving.
stuffing.
I don't really eat cornbread either.
Mm.
I'm not a bread girl.
Girl, cornbread, I'll just make some Jiffy Pop real quick. Don't even matter.
I'll be the way I be.
I'll just make a
sucking
whole
up
pan of Jiffy
cornbread.
Pop.
Oh my
just for me.
God.
Nobody else, just me.
I
Jiffy Pop
cannot
and
do
me.
the bread.
Oh my
And
God, I made a
HBO.
cornbread so goddamn good. Oh
I'm lying.
Lord,
I like jalapeno cornbread, but that's the only one.
Jalapeno.
The only
Don't
one
I
that
be
coming
having the
from, like,
jalapenos in it with the little corn petals?
I've never had that.
Or the little corn kernels.
but that's really good. That cornbread is really good with chili.
That's the
South City Kitchen Midtown, downtown Atlanta, has little cornbread muffins, and they put the actual corn in them. And sometimes they be accidentally having little spices in them because they white.
Yeah.
So it'd be on accident.
They be throwing it in on that.
But yeah, like somebody might,
They just slip up it.
They're so good. And I used to eat them like every day. I used to be super thick, y'all. I used to have a fat ass like when I was working there because I was going up the stairs to seat people like, I don't know, probably like 100 times a day. And I was also eating cornbread. So sis was thick, Yana, or whatever.
Let me go get hired because
It's like when I used to eat like 18 avocados a day and I had the skin of a Greek goddess and the ass of a stallion.
What? Yeah, man. I probably need to go on like an avocado and kale diet. Like only avocados and kale.
What happened
weird,
to
like-
that girl?
Girl, just go buy some avocados.
Do y'all? This is random. Do y'all garden?
I can garden and I plan on starting my own garden in the next 6 months, but currently I am not gardening. Yeah,
I
but
don't have a space to garden.
Girl, you can do it anywhere.
Mm,
We can do it anywhere. No,
you
we
could
can.
really do it right outside your door. Yeah,
I
but-
can't because my because of the restrictions, my fucking dictator landlord.
Oh,
lame.
true.
She's like,
Hers.
nothing on the front porch.
It's like, okay.
I'm like, damn, nigga, I'm standing out here. I can't even stand out here.
That's crazy.
nothing.
Like, he said, nothing on no one. I'm like, damn.
No, because the food in the garden just tastes so much better.
No,
Like,
it
thought
does. I
didn't
used to
like a lot
garden
of
when I was a
stuff.
kid. My mom used to be my mom is the, I'm not gonna hold you. My mom is the top, that
She
lady,
know how to garden.
she is a gardening ass lady.
See. And it just like that's why I said like I don't really like salads, but I can eat like the kale because we grow kale. So
Kale
it's, like,
is so
taking it from the
fucking good.
backyard is just different than like the store.
You grow it in your backyard? Oh wow!
God.
Wait,
that's
my parents
amazing.
have like a full ass like full fucking garden.
That's
it's
amazing.
Insane. It's
Yeah, I wanna be
have-
your parents.
I have a friend
should,
that
and they love
has
everybody.
a house in Lithonia area, like over on the east side, and their whole backyard they have like a fence up, and then they have like the vegetables hanging down from the sides of the fences, and they have stuff in the ground. It's kind of cool, and they
I
use
love
it.
it.
My
They
friend
use
is
it
a
to cook.
big
You
gardener.
probably save so much money when you
it's
garden.
so relaxing. Like because we do like cucumbers, tomatoes, zucchini, green peppers, red peppers. We do the jalapeno peppers and shit.
That's
And we're
half the
like-
grocery
yeah,
list
it's, so
there.
it's like, and we have an abundance. Like we have so much, and our neighbors have decided to like.
Do y'all
on
do
both sides.
farmers market?
Well, yeah, I do. Anything else that I need, I go to like Namdae Moon, which is my favorite.
No, I mean, do y'all sell stuff at the farmer's market?
No. So it's kind of like, who does this? But our neighbors grow different crops than us on both sides, and then we all just share.
Oh, nice.
That is so smart. Yeah. That's smart. That's how community is supposed to be. That's how more people need to. I mean, honestly, I really do think gardening is a really great skill. Yeah. Growing is a really great skill because
I wish I had a green thumb.
Yeah, baby. The way it's looking, inflation, right? The way inflation is going, the way the world is going, it looks like we are going to have to grow our own food.
I don't mind doing the trading and the barter though, like trading and bartering.
Yeah, I love that type of stuff. Like if I have kale and you got some or whatever the hell, and I want some of yours, let's trade. And then
let's go back to the trade and barter society. Like fuck capitalism. Let's just fucking trade and barter our services and goods.
I'm about to get some chickens too.
That sounds weird.
Yeah, I want to go.
Are you open to killing a chicken yourself? Whoa,
going to kill it.
I know some chicken heads.
First, I'm gonna have like the chickens that they're gonna lay the eggs and stuff, but eventually I've killed a chicken before.
That's like West Indian tradition. Like whenever somebody gets married, they kill a goat and they cook it.
I was telling my boyfriend because eventually, a goal of mine is to just like have a big farmland.
Same. I mean, Khalees so bad.
Honestly, me too. His family has the land already, and it's always been a goal of mine. But when I saw her doing it, it just kind of like made me feel like, oh, there's representation here in this space for me. And I've just been watching a lot of her like master classes and stuff, and she talks about how less than 1% of people are less than 1% of farmers are black. And I was like, what the fuck? And she said that's crazy because it used to be like majority of farmers were black. Like that's all we were able to do.
They stole the land from us.
Exactly. So I just think it's really cool farming and stuff, and one of my goals is to have my own farm and have my own animals that I raise and feed my family, but I don't want to kill them. I'm gonna send them to another nigga to kill
because it's not as gruesome as you might think it is.
No thanks.
It is kind of.
You gotta slit a nigga's throat first.
So they have killing cones.
You know I'm finna do it kosher, right?
Killing cones, so you can just walk the animal into the cone or whatever, and then
is that kosher?
I mean.
It's probably, it's going to be kosher because
it'll walk into it. It'll walk into it, and then there's a blade here, and then it'll just.
Nigga like me kill my chicken.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scream in y'all's ear.
So I'm killing my chicken.
Don't shoot it, because then you're going to have lead poisoning.
No, a bigger animal is kind of.
That's really cool. Okay, maybe one day we'll all partner on a farm or something.
Please, let's.
Just everybody get an acre.
Please. That would be so fucking cool.
Do whatever the fuck you want to do on your acre. You don't have to farm if you don't want to. I want to. We won't talk about that online. That's not legal.
Oops,
here
sorry guys.
Somebody actually just asked me to join a cult in the farm. We could do that.
Wait, what's the, you can tell me off air. You tell me off air.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you who it is because I've been affiliated with the cult before.
Not this nigga recruiting natural bitches.
Yeah.
Just
if you tell me who it is, I'm gonna tell you exactly who I'm gonna tell you who mine is.
Y'all gonna be mad at me if I join a cult?
Not you.
Beat me up. Cult life.
Well, thank you for being a part of our cult, everyone. Thank you all so much for watching and listening to Hers and Hers every week. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Amber, thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. It's a pleasure.
And being with us again. I'm Tay.
I am Nik.
And we will see y'all next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.